this is such a good thing. Like, it's so good that you're doing this because
Love it.
like you get to learn about like other people's experiences and stuff. You should do your own. Someone should like do a podcast for you. Like maybe next time I'll do one for you. And I'll be like, okay, so Nurse Lizzy, tell me a little bit about yourself. In this moment, like I worked so hard for that, but like I feel like at the same time, like I feel like so humbled because I'm like, I couldn't even believe that I'm at that point. You know what I mean?
I love that. Welcome back to Get the Fix podcast. Today I'm joined by none other, Nurse Therese from the Beauty Initiative. This is the owner, the CEO of the Beauty Initiative, because she's taking initiative to make you beautiful.
I love that. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. This is really a great experience because getting to talk with you and seeing you, you know, do your thing, I'm really excited to see what questions you have for me.
Yep, I'm so excited. So this is 100% transparent, honest, and just go with the flow.
Yeah. And you can ask whatever questions you'd
Perfect.
like.
So my first question is, how do people find you and where do they find you if they want to book an appointment?
So I find that people, it's the funniest thing ever. I've had some clients tell me that they've just searched up Botox and then they've searched up Scarborough and then my name came up. And then I've had someone even say they looked me up on ChatGPT and somehow magically my name came up on there. I
Wow.
was like so confused. I was like, ChatGPT is helping me out and I didn't even have to pay them for that. Like it was so confusing. Also, social media too is a big one. And my favorite of all time is the referrals.
Yes.
That's a big one because that really shows me that what I'm doing is working and it's like I've made an impact on one of my clients. For them to be able to refer somebody to me, it's like that's probably the biggest one I love the most out of all.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your vibe is more natural injectables. What sets you apart from other injectors?
I would say that my approach is looking at the evidence-based research and just kind of looking at the anatomy of a person. I really want it to look like them. I don't want it to look like somebody completely different. And I find that, and at the end of the day, like everybody has their way of doing things, but I do feel like natural results are better because you don't want to be like, oh, this person's done so many things, like you could tell. I want them to be like someone else to be like, oh, this person looks amazing, looks refreshed, and they can't really tell something's been done, but they're like, they look good. That's like what I like.
I love that. And do you find that to be a good injector, you need to know anatomy very well?
I feel like you should.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is for safety. Like in case of complications or anything like that, you really need to know your anatomy. That's like probably the first thing that you should be studying when you become an injector. You need to be able to do the courses. You need to take the time to understand anatomy because that is, if something does happen, you need to be prepared. Yeah.
Okay. And then your background is different than others in terms of you've been working at the hospital for so long.
Yes.
So tell me more about exactly how you got to the hospital, the unit, everything.
So it's funny because my experience started when, like, right after nursing school, I got into working at the hospital. That's kind of like where my thought process was like, that's the first thing I was going to do. I was like, I want to work at the hospital. I'm going to get some experience. I'm going to see what it's like in a clinical setting. And I decided to get a job in the NICU. And I never thought I'd go and work there because obviously it could be a scary place. And I thought, oh, there could be like a lot of really emotional like trauma from working there. But it turned out that honestly, it was probably the best choice that I've ever made because I got to see what it was like working in a acute care setting and what that looks like. And because it is critical care, I felt like it prepared me for like if there is ever a serious situation that does happen, I've learned a little bit of skills of how to calm myself down because you'll never forget the first time going to like a code pink and your heart is beating out of your chest and you're like freaking out inside, but you have to be calm, you have to be collective. You see the parents there, you see the baby like really sick and you have to like help out. Like I'll never forget that. I almost wanted to hide it the first time. I'm like, don't ask me to get anything or do anything because I'm so scared. But it's so important to be in those situations of emergencies because you actually being prepared in, like, let's say an emergency complication situation, you want to be able to handle that and be calm and collective and think critically in those situations. So I feel like it did benefit me in that way. But obviously, my work life balance wasn't the greatest when working at the hospital. I'm not gonna lie. 12-hour shifts, and sometimes it took longer because you'd have to give like report. So I'd be there for like 13 hours. Then after that, I would go right straight to the clinic and do a client. It was like insane. I used to do like the craziest things. Like I would work an overnight shift, and then I would like go to the clinic and do clients, and then go home and sleep. Like it was pretty busy. So I feel like, but I know in my heart that it was important to do because I wanted to go back to school again to do like, I want to do my nurse practitioner. So I was like, let me just get these hours in because I guess for to get into school you have to have like a certain amount of hours to be able to do your masters or to do like nurse practitioners. So I said
Mm-hmm.
it's probably a good idea to do these clinical hours, and just in case to provide myself with the opportunity if I do decide I wanted to do it. And I did decide to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How's that going for you?
it's good. Honestly, I had to I had to go casual at the hospital though,
Mm-hmm.
just because managing like now that I'm doing the masters, I'm at U of T, so it's like pretty. It can be really busy there,
Yeah.
and also working full time like with my business, I had to let one thing kind of go, and I was kind of sad because I was like, oh, maybe I can be able to juggle all of them, but it would be too much, honestly. So I work casually at the hospital. I'm in school full time doing the masters, and then I'm doing my business full time.
And you're a full-time wife.
Yes, yes, my amazing husband, who's my biggest supporter. I love him so much. He's always coming out to help with like content, and he does marketing, and it's great because he has that like education background with his MBA, so it's like he really knows how to do all the marketing things like that, which I still am learning to do, but I'm learning a lot. And I feel like in this industry it's not about just like the aesthetics of doing the treatments. There's so much more with business that you
Mm-hmm.
have to know.
That's true. Do you find that you could have gotten where you are now without your husband?
No, because honestly, I feel like he was there from when I first. I'll kind of take you back to when I first started like my business. This was like in 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
I started off doing eyelash extensions because
Nice.
I really liked being in the beauty industry, and I thought, oh, like I really enjoy that. I wasn't a nurse yet at the time, but I really liked like that kind of stuff in service-based industry type of work. So I was like, okay, let me just see if I could build a business myself. And I started out like very, very small, like out of my basement, like so crazy doing
I
eyelash
love it.
extensions. And over the years, I kept doing that. I kept building my skills, my social skills, um, my customer service skills with clients and things like that. And then like I met Ty, and then I was like, okay, like I'm in nursing school, and I finished nursing school, and he like that's when we started, getting together at that time. And he was like, oh, like have you thought about like rebranding your name? Because before my name was Royalty Lashes, but
Cool.
like
Also
that's
very
very
cool.
confined,
Yeah.
right? Because then I can only really do lashes with that name, right? So I was like, oh, maybe I should rebrand into something better, something that can be more encompassing of all the things that I want to do. And we both thought of the beauty initiative, and I thought, wow, like what an amazing name. Like that name in itself is so strong, and it's so inspiring because it has a great capacity to be able to do more than just one thing. Like I could do so much with it. So we both came up with that name together.
And what does that name mean to you?
So that name means a lot actually, like because it encompasses so much. It's about confidence in your own skin. It's about taking beauty as an initiative, realistically, because at the end of the day, everybody has beauty in themselves, but it's a matter of how you showcase that. And at the end of the day, your body, your face, the person that you are it's lots of people are seeing that every single day. They're seeing who you are as a person. So, and it's not only just on the outside, it's also the beauty on the inside too. So that's very important when it comes to my brand. And I want to be able to give back. That's like my biggest thing. Like when I thought of initiative, I was like, okay, at the beginning, like I'll work on like providing services, doing those type of things. But my real goal is to like mentor other people, especially people that maybe not as fortunate as everybody else to be able to get to these opportunities. Like I want to show them that there is hope to be able to do the things that they want to do. It's just a matter of working hard and trying to build yourself up into a way that makes you feel good about yourself. And the fact that the beauty initiative has given me so it's been such a good um, experience being part of something, and even sharing that with others is such a good thing. Because even I had my student, she finished her last day with me yesterday, and it was almost like a surreal feeling because it's like now she's on her own, she's doing her own thing, and she, like honestly we were both so emotional because it's like bittersweet. Like now I've impacted somebody where they feel like wow, like I'm gonna take this with me, this experience with me, like everywhere, and like even to my next chapter of my life kind of thing. And I thought wow, like it's kind of inspiring because I've been inspired by other nurse injectors and other people too when I first started, and I just want to give back because I feel like how important is it not only to receive that kind of knowledge but to also give it to others,
That's
especially.
beautiful.
Yeah, so that's like that's my thing. I feel like with the beauty initiative I want to be able to give, and I want to be able to mentor others, I want to be able to teach, I want to be the best that I can be so that I can help others achieve their goals and what they want to do in their lives.
And you have two courses, right? Or the AMI. What are the courses? I have them written down.
Ah, yes. So
The TBI Academy and TBI Collective.
yes. So the TBI Academy is more of like learning about like the beauty, like beauty services. It could be even injectables, things like that. Just kind of like mentoring like students. I do like a course right now just for, and this is just like free, and I make like slides and I talk about, let's say, dermal fillers, I talk about neuromodulators, whatever it might be, and I get like a lot of evidence-based education together in those lectures, and I provide it to some nurses that are interested in learning more about aesthetics, but they're not yet in it yet, but they want to learn about the theory behind it. And that's just like my way of kind of trying to give back too, because I feel like a lot of times people are like, I want to get into this but I don't know how, and it's so expensive. They're like, should I do this 2 day course? I'm like, those 2 day courses, they don't really, I feel like they don't, they're good for like the initial, but you really need more education after doing like a 2 day course. You can't do that on its own. Like you need so much more. And when I first started, I did the 2 day course, and then I was like, okay, what next? And I went and like did shadowing, I did hands-on, I did master classes, did trainings, I did certifications, I did everything. And it can be very costly, and for somebody that maybe like doesn't have a lot of money or doesn't have a lot of ability to get into those kind of like master classes and pay for all those courses and shadowing, some shadowing is like like $1,000 a shadow, or like some hands-on is like 3 grand,
It's
right?
true.
And if you don't have that and you're just starting out, like then now you're practicing blind and you don't have those resources, or have, okay, how do I start, like where do I go?
Yeah.
So I've kind of like built a little bit of a like a group of like nurses that I thought was like, oh, they came to me and they were interested, and I kind of put resources together for them. So that's the TBI Academy. And then also with the academy, I'm like, if people do want to do shadowing with me, or if they do want to do like hands-on, then they have that opportunity to reach out to me, and then we can do that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. No, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you are already so beautiful, and like you said, the outside beauty and the inside beauty is really important.
Right.
So I'm happy to see that you are both. Happy to
Thank
see
you.
and
You
feel.
too. You too. Like honestly, like when you asked me to come on this podcast, I was like so excited. I was like, wow, like this is such a great opportunity just to talk about, you know, how I got here and like
Yeah.
and I feel like it's good to be able to even like get to spend time with you because I always like spending time with you. So yeah, thank you so much again
Thank you.
for
Thanks for
this.
making time. I know
Yeah,
it's difficult. It's very hard.
I know. And but the nice thing is that like being able to do these things, like to be able to
Yes.
have conversations about like how, you know, we got to this point and even like even with like the TBI collective, like this is something that so this is another piece of like what I was thinking about too is like getting entrepreneurs, people who are like you know, people that have brands or businesses together and not necessarily just nurse injectors
Mm-hmm.
like businesses in a whole like and you could be like you could be an eyelash extension like technician, you could be like a makeup artist, you could be any of those things, like you can be a business owner in your own way and be part of the collective
Yes.
where we kind of like work together and build together, if that makes
Yes.
sense. Because I feel like a lot of times people are competing, and I don't think there should be any competing. I feel like there's enough all around for all of us to do what we need to do. But the collective basically is a way of bringing people together, businesses together, people who have, you know, that drive and have that like-minded initiative for themselves to have a business and be able to grow in a different setting. So I'm hoping later down the road, fingers crossed, I could start to do like events and
Yes.
like, you know, do like different things for us to get a little bit more exposure and like all those things. So like even people who, like for example, you do podcasts, like you would come and then maybe there'd be like other businesses you'd like want to interview, like things like that, like just to
Yeah.
like a group of people that we trust that we can like and it could be a big thing too, like we can trust and we can have huge events and have like a whole bunch of different vendors and people that are part of the collective.
I can see it. If we can see it,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to happen.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll manifest it into reality. It's for sure going to happen. I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is a cutthroat industry, in my opinion. It's
Yes.
very, very, like you said, competitive, catty, males and females involved.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage this kind of like stress and competitiveness? I know you're bringing people together, as am I, but there's always going to be competition.
Right, right. I feel like the best way to do it is to not think of it as competition. I feel like you have to just work on being the best person that you can be, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day you shouldn't you should have a mindset of not competing with others. Like even if they're competing with me, I'm not competing. I'm just like, okay, you could compete with me on your own
Yeah.
and then I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like people are going to come to see who they want to see. And like
Exactly.
that's the thing that I realized. So if they want to see, let's say you, or instead, I'm not gonna fight that. Like, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. But what sets every person aside from each other is like how they handle their clients, their work that they do, all those things. So sometimes they just have to choose what's best for them,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I'm happy with
Exactly.
that. I'm okay with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So let's talk about the treatments that you provide.
Yes. So first, I told you before I started doing eyelash extensions.
Yeah.
I've decided to not necessarily step back from eyelash extensions, but I've definitely dialed it down. So I do obviously neuromodulators, I do fillers, I do skin boosters, IV therapy, those type of things. Recently, we just we're doing IV therapy vitamin injections in downtown Toronto, so that's been really great.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
So
and speak louder.
Oh, sorry. And we've partnered up with like another company to be able to do our services in like Scotia Plaza, which is so amazing. So it's pretty big. We're starting out there and we're seeing how that goes. So far it's been good, and
congratulations.
Yeah, and like I'm glad because like we're starting to really develop that wellness aspect because wellness is such a big big, huge industry. Like I feel like wellness, everybody wants to take care of themselves, and it's so important to do that. So we've decided that, okay, we're going to do IV therapy, and then we're going to do vitamin shots as part of that.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, wellness, it is growing. You're right. So you're doing the IV, B12, all the injections. You have everything. All the
Um,
IVs?
I'm not doing. It's more. What I have is I have nurses that work with me.
Beautiful.
So I just kind of oversee like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then the operation side of it, and then they kind of go and they do the actual injections. So it could be like glutathione, it could be B12, it
Mm-hmm.
could be with Mick, it could be all those other, like there's a variety that we have. Myers
Beautiful.
cocktail, got it
Yes.
for like IV therapy. So
Beautiful. And was that hard incorporating it into your like everything? Because you're doing a lot now.
yeah, it did take some time because you have to develop all the policies, all the procedures, all the written stuff that comes with it. Because it's not just doing it; you have to have like the medical directives and everything. Everything has to be done properly. So it did take a lot of time, and we were like on a time crunch because we needed to get it in right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it did take. It took me, I would say, like a month and a half to kind of get it all together.
Mm-hmm. But you did it.
Yeah, I
I
did.
love that.
A lot of late nights of doing, like, sometimes I'll stay up till 3 a.m. just working on the business stuff. Like, my husband can literally tell you, he's like, do you have an off switch? Like, do you, like, want to just watch this movie with me? Or are we going to do, like, work and watch? And I'm like, okay, I need to just detach too. But that's something that I'm learning. And I feel like a lot of nurses, I think, struggle with that, is, like, learning to kind of detach from like your business or from like nursing or working. And I feel like that's like one of the top things that I'm trying to work on, but it's very hard when you have a business, I feel like.
It's very hard. Plus, we love what we do.
Oh yeah, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I'm tired, but then when I think, okay, I'm going into like my own business, my own clinic space, all those things, I'm like, I feel so blessed and happy for that.
No, we're so lucky.
Yeah.
Do you find that this is like your passion, like your calling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I I'll never forget, like I've had so many clients that like when I'm finished like doing the thing, like whatever treatment they're doing, they're like jumping up for joy in the room, like smiling ear to ear. Like I hold the mirror to them, they're like, "Oh my God," freaking out. And like that feeling, it feels so good that like I just like made their day, or like I helped them like what in whatever they were looking for, and they loved it. Because I know some people, like, they do have their stereotypes when it comes to injectables, and I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm hoping that we can move away from those stereotypes over time. It just takes a lot of time to do that, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not all fillers will make you overfilled.
Yes,
Go to
exactly.
the right provider.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And choose wisely. And then you do Botox, Dysport.
Yeah, Desport, zoom in sometimes depending on how I'm feeling, but I do like Desport, that's for
That's your
sure.
favorite one.
That one is my favorite, I would say.
Okay. And when would you do Xeomin?
It depends. Like I've had some people that were like, "Oh, like I prefer to use zoom in," and I get it. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like I'll make sure like we use that instead. Or it depends on like if I'm noticing maybe they're like, oh, I'm not like the Desport that I was using before in a different place. Like I noticed that it's like wearing off really fast and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. Then I might switch it up and do like something else. Just depends.
Okay. And how do you figure out what treatment is right for them if they need like a skin Vive skin booster,
Uh
or
huh.
if they need a filler, or if they need a
Yeah,
biostimulator?
yeah. So my first step is to do a consultation with them. It's so important. That's probably the most important thing when it comes to doing any sort of treatments for a person,
Mm-hmm.
is that consultation. So what I do is I book them in. It's a free consultation, either virtual or in person. And we talk about, like, I always like to introduce myself and tell them a bit about myself and like how I do things and how the consultation will go. I tell them about my expertise, like things like that, just so that they would feel comfortable with me, because at the end of the day, you're building that rapport. You have to build that relationship with somebody, because at the end of the day, thinking about it, they're trusting you with their face or with their body. At the end of the day, they need to feel comfortable with you as a provider. So I like to build that relationship at first and talk with them, get to know them on a little bit of a personal level. And then I ask them about like what they're looking for, what are their goals. I like to talk to them as if like, okay, we're talking about positivity. We're not saying what do you want to fix or what are your concerns. Like
Yeah.
I feel like people really like to harp on the negatives, but
Yeah.
like I want to know what are their goals, what are they looking for, like, and then also knowing that at the end of the day they're beautiful in their own way. Like they don't need to say like I wouldn't say like, oh, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. Like no, I'm gonna be like, okay, I like this about you, I think we should keep it the same. Like I'm like that person. Like I'm very much like, let's do things conservative.
Mm-hmm.
um, and then how I choose what I would do with them is based on one, their goals, two, my recommendations based on what I see. I'm always assessing them as they're talking to me. That's why I have that conversation with them initially, because I want to see their movement. I want to see how they talk. And like when they're talking to me, their muscles, how it's moving, like the dynamics of it, like their face, all of those things I assess, and then I can get a better picture of what my recommendations are for, and then I create a treatment plan. And that is probably one of the best things I've done, is creating a treatment plan for my clients, because then it's not like they're coming for one appointment and they're like, okay, bye, see you, like I did what you wanted to do, and then like bye.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's let's do a treatment plan, let's get you on something that works for you. We always take into account their budget, because obviously budget is very important when it comes to these things.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to afford it, but at the same time, like let's figure it out, like what can we do to get the results that you're looking for, and then work together towards it.
Yeah.
So I really try to work with my clients as much as I can, and I would recommend things based on like their goals.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And that's good.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd like to share that I maybe missed?
um
Is there
it's a
anything
good
you'd like
question.
to go over?
um
Anything coming up in your life, in your business, that you'd like to share with nurses, with your patients?
I think the biggest thing that I want to share is just that, knowing that if you put your mind to something and you really want to do it, just go for it. Because at the end of the day, if you're working your 9 to 5 or you're working your nursing job and it's not fulfilling you and you feel like there's something that you want to do, but you're scared, you're nervous. It took me almost a year to go casual at the hospital. I was very scared when I first started, because I was like, oh, now I'm going to be doing injectables and I don't know what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I don't make money? What if clients don't come? Like those thoughts always came in my head at the beginning, even though I felt pretty stable with the clients that I was having, and I never really had like slow months or weeks and things like that. But there's always that fear that kind of stops you from doing the things that you want to do. My biggest thing is to just go for, like, make calculated risks obviously, but go for what you want. Take the time, put in the effort, put in 100% into it, because if you don't, then for all the people that are trying to get into injectables, like there's people that have done courses before and they've just done the 2 day course and they never did anything else after that. Like if you're going to do something, you're going to invest money, time, energy into it, you got to put all the effort you can into it to be successful. Like don't give up on it, because I know there's people that have um, came to me and said like, I did the course and but I just don't know where to go from there. Like I always tell the story to some of my students. I'm like, when I first started, I didn't know what to do, so I like went on social media. I went on Instagram and I like messaged. Like I first messaged this one nurse that I saw that I really liked. Her name's Nurse Shan, and I always tell everybody, I'm like, she was the first person to really give me an opportunity to shadow her, and it was for free. Like, she did out of the kindness of her heart, and she shadowed me. Like, I shadowed her for maybe like 3 clients. Like, and I think it was just Botox or like one filler or something. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it really opened my eyes to like, wow, I really love this. And like, one thing with an opportunity, like that opportunity there made it so good that I was like, okay, I love this. And now I
Mm-hmm.
want to get into it. And even Nurse Lydia, like, she's the owner of Drip and Lux. She also gave me an opportunity too to like be able to start my business like in her clinic, and like I was able to like, you know, use one of her rooms, and she kind of like introduced me to like going to events and, you know, getting products and doing some courses, things like that. She did that out of the kindness of her heart, and I always appreciate people that do those type of things, because
Mm-hmm.
it's so rare to find kind people in this industry, and people that are not super money hungry. But she did that, and I think when you give like that, you have to also give to others too. Like, that was a big thing. Like, she gave when she didn't have to, and both of them did. And I feel like that's what kind of like made me want to work that much harder. And
Wow.
yeah, so I think like my biggest thing is to be kind, be loving, you know, always think of this as a an opportunity to collab with others,
Yes.
and it will set you apart from other people who are in competition when there shouldn't be any at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for us.
I'm excited too, because this industry is huge. It's getting bigger. It's getting huge. Everybody's loving it. Like, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know about you, but I love
Can you
this.
tell?
Yeah, of course I can.
I'm like speaking to every injector I possibly can.
I know. Like, this is such a good thing. Like, it's so good that you're doing this, because
Love it.
like you get to learn about like other people's experiences and stuff. You should do your own. Someone should like do a podcast for you. Like, maybe next time I'll do one for you. And I'll be like, okay, so Nurse Lizzy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'll be like, I am a closed book. I don't say anything to anyone. You will never find out anything about me. No, I'm kidding. I tell everyone everything. I'm an open book. But yeah,
Okay.
so that cuts it for us. That brings us to the end. This is part one for us because I feel like there's a lot more that we can talk about.
Oh yeah,
A
there's
lot
there's
more.
so many things we could talk
And
about.
what's your zodiac?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. When's your birthday?
May 6th. It's coming up.
It's coming up.
I
Oh my
know. I'm
God.
so excited, but I'm not excited to get older. I'm now in my 30s, so I'm like, woo, feeling it. Yeah.
She's turning 18.
With the right injectables. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's yeah, definitely in my 30s now, so it's good. It's good. Feeling good, feeling mature, which is
Beauty.
nice. So we'll see. Now that I'm 30, in my 30s, so whatever. It's good.
Okay, let's film some TikToks.
Okay, sounds good.